I did my part.
So players who played
Probably a lot more waiting beyond than vegetation.
All vegetables. This is vegetarian now.
Oh. Oh.
oh no.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up everyone, it's Dolbec. You probably wonder why today I did not upload any video. It's cause I got a new dog and I took care of like showing him the house and stuff, and I have another dog still alive and I had to make sure everything was fine between them. So yeah, this is my new dog Chewy and we're gonna have fun. So today what we're gonna do, we're gonna react on the video Forge in Aeternum, and it's not gonna be how to say that, I'm gonna try to stay neutral about it and say what I really think, and because I really want this game to succeed, alright? So let's go straight into it.
Owns a home in First Light currently. That will be refunded to you. All your furniture will be moved to the storage unit, but rest assured you will get all of that back.
Hello everybody, welcome to Forged in Aeternum, the show where we talk all things New World. My name is Rob and I am joined today by Katie and Johannes, joining us for the first time for Forged in Aeternum.
Yay, welcome Johannes.
Wow.
Yeah, super glad to have Johannes. And today we wanted to talk about Season 2, and when that goes live, there'll be some changes for players. They will discover that First Light, the zone that's one of our early starter zones, is no longer accessible.
You're gonna have some nice new skin in the game, guys.
And that's because the world is changing. But what exactly is happening?
Yeah, so we'll talk about a little bit of the lore in just a second, but I know that people are going to be wondering what happened to my stuff. And a lot of people are wondering what happened to my fort buff. So rest assured that anybody who owns a home in First Light currently, that will be refunded to you. All your furniture will be moved to the storage unit. There's still First Light storage that exists. You won't be able to put anything in it, but you'll be able to take everything out of it. So that will all be available to you. If you own that territory, you'll be refunded. And then
So since you have no more house into that territory, what that means is you're probably gonna be stuck since you have no more chests in that area. You're just gonna have the inventory limit full and you're gonna be stuck like that.
the First Light fort bonus, which everybody fights over, it's like First Light Fight Club, that will be moved. So we'll have more information on that in the patch notes, but rest assured you will get all of that back.
Cool.
Yeah, and so now let's dig into the lore a little bit, because I did my part.
So players who played through the main story will, of course, remember that Adiana was this mysterious huntress who joined players and helped them out a little bit in forging the Azeroth staff and becoming a soul warden. And eventually in the story, the players have to kind of cross Adiana in their fight against corruption.
Listen, nobody care about the story anymore. People want content, alright? They already failed the story so much that like it's more like a meme than anything right now.
They start getting hints early on that Adiana may not be exactly just what she appears to be, like this mysterious human huntress. And then in Brimstone Sands, we learned that she is actually an ancient. She's the ancient known as Artemis, and she is very, very mad about what.
I got 7,000 hours in game and I never completed those missions in Brimstone, just saying.
Players did in poisoning the mother well in the main story.
I mean, we did what we had to do.
Yeah.
So
It's just kind of up a little bit, you know? it's classic player moves. I'm like, I'm going to do the, oh no, what did I do? And it's a very fun carrot that we've kind of put in front of the player to lead them through these stories and be able to surprise folks and build a more chaotic entry into gods.
Yeah, no, as a storyteller, I always love the opportunity to give the player.
Wait, why there's a trance that talk about chaotic entry into gods into video game, dude.
Be able to surprise folks and build a more chaotic entry into gods.
Yeah, no, as a storyteller, I always love the opportunity to give the player the chance to contradict. In fact, we kind of force you to contradict what the NPC is telling you. You know, so often quests are just like, hey, go do this thing. In this case, she's like, no, absolutely not. Do not go do that thing. And then the players go and do it. And so it feels fun. And of course, that's why the players have created the scenario that's now looking like it may turn into an apocalypse. And that's because First Light, Adiana has invaded First Light with the Angry Earth. Now she's revealed to be Artemis. And there's this bramble wall that's gone up around it. And so players can't even see what's going on in there. And
You'll hear glimpses of weird things happening if you listen closely when you're by it, and I think you can see like just a little bit through some of the vines, but it's,
Yeah, you can see the vegetation,
Yeah.
but there's definitely a lot more waiting beyond than vegetation.
all vegetables. This is vegetarian now.
Oh, oh,
oh no.
uh-oh.
And then the vegetation is of course changing because part of what Adiana is doing, she's changing the world here. She has a vision of what the world will look like when humanity, who she's determined is the weak link that keeps allowing corruption back into the world. And she said, if we want to fight corruption forever, we got to get rid of humanity. And so her vision of this
Totally,
world
that
is,
make direct line.
well,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
humans are responsible for all the evils, particularly from the perspective of
They
nature.
do keep getting corrupted too, so it's
Angry Earth don't get corrupted.
no. Mother Earth is
This is a
perfect.
very Kant view of looking at the world.
it is.
We are speaking about New World, not the world, all right? Yeah, I think he's
She even
right.
gives you a lecture about the human ego and how it makes you so susceptible to corruption because you're so easily tricked into false pride and.
I believe it
You
because
see,
one of our
this
players
dude-
said that they
This dude is into the lore. If this dude had the total control over it, he would probably be nailing it. But he have other people taking decision over him, and he's probably stuck into it. But yeah, I think this dude probably have all everything to win in his head, and they just don't let it be. And they probably don't put enough money into the visual animation to make it great.
want to play for the corruption. So
I mean, Isabella is a really, really tempting individual to follow.
it's true. She's a very strong.
Like at this point, World of Warcraft put some nice visual into some cinematic year and year ago. You cannot just not do it anymore. It's just like you don't go back in time.
Strong leader.
Yeah.
And she was one of the first ones that we did a cinematic for when we in Tempest. So there's one that plays at the very end, and that was our foray into it. And do we get any with Adiana?
Yeah, surprise. Yes, we got a
Love
couple
that.
like simple ones in Brimstone Sands, but with First Light, without giving away too much,
When she speak about the cinematic, is she referring like the 2D shit with like painting?
there will certainly be, some pretty awesome scenes to show off, like her transition to this arch villain, to show you more about her plans, and even to show you some of the allies she's recruited to her side that are very interesting new characters onto the scene.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course we have the one of the things that is there even right away as season 2 goes live is that some of the characters who were in First Light, who you may or may not remember, some of the survivalist Riches, Constable Oaks.
Who could forget Oaks and Riches?
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't.
How could you?
Um,
Just don't forget.
And so those characters, at least a couple of them have actually escaped from First Light before the Bramble Wall went up. And if you hunt them down, I think in particular barkeep Gunter Rost is out there and may give you a little bit more detail on what's going on behind the Bramble Wall. And then later on, we might have to find, out what happened to the rest of the folks in First Light. Might be kind of grisly.
Are they okay?
Sure.
Oh no.
I mean, nobody dies on Aeternum, right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So they are okay.
Unless she's figured out some way to
Oh my gosh.
change this.
It's all him.
Well, it's not me, it's her. She did this. Like, that's the thing. Once you create a character, she runs away.
That's right. That's right. She made these choices all by
And
herself.
it's Isabella's fault. So, like, I'm really just an observer.
Blame
here.
Isabella. It's always her.
You know, honestly, though, for a really long time, it very much was Isabel.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a new flavor of powerful individuals stepping in and kind
Absolutely.
of taking some of that spotlight away from Isabella.
Yeah. I mean, I think Isabella had a solid motivation, but what I love about Atiana's motivation is that it does have to do with the player's own actions. It has it's grounded in this sense of like, hey, like mankind is a defiled nature.
Yeah.
They deserve what's coming to them. So she's a very sympathetic villain. I think it's
And
worth
what
pointing out
was
that
in need, like,
we need some more male
I
arch
mean,
villains in our game.
fucking bird at the
We
end?
called out,
Oh,
hey, there's a lot of
fuck,
really cruel females here. I don't know where that came from. It definitely wasn't me.
Now
You just tell me what you want and I
too
go,
much,
okay.
Rob.
No, we've got some. I mean, Thorpe, but you know, Thorpe doesn't quite. I think he's not as tough as Isabella.
I mean,
It's not as tough as it can be.
Yeah, he's getting better though. He's getting some cinematic.
he's gone
stuff, too.
through it.
He has
He's
gone
Thorpe has
through
gone
it.
through it.
Yeah. Oh, and he's still like the most iconic symbol of the game, I think.
Oh, definitely. And I know that players want to fight him again, for sure.
Yeah.
It's-
But how do we bring him back again? Like, how many times do you have to fight him? I think we've got 3 times in the game right now.
Do it again.
But he's got to get more intimidating. So we got to. I think we hinted in into the.
Yeah, maybe in like
how-
a 6
with
year,
his
7 year, you put
teacher.
Torpe
And that's fun stuff to play
again,
with.
or like 3 year,
going
3
forward.
year.
And of course, we'll have like once the expansion goes live, players will get to go behind the bramble wall and see what's actually transpired in First Light.
Yeah.
The zone may even have a new name. I don't know.
It may. It may.
I hope it's gonna be a PvP on the area with like more resource or something. Give your idea what you think it's gonna be into the description.
And, you know,
Why
I
would
mean,
Adiana keep First Light?
right? It's
She
a-
wouldn't.
It's a name that
It
keeps
will.
She
you
can just do
calm.
whatever she wants. She's a
Exactly.
goddess.
Exactly.
Well, it's actually pretty cool. I mean, what we're doing here is suggesting that the world's evolving as the result of the player's actions. These are big changes. An entire zone has changed over, and a new story takes place there. And you know, it'll be interesting.
Well, player's action or the quest to make us do different.
To see how players react to this and if they like this kind of thing, and we get to do more of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, especially getting all the talent back into the booth to record. We allow them to do some degree of line changes as we're doing records because they know the characters so well. They've lived in those characters for over 2 years now. Like especially our Artemis voice actor, she's an absolute blast. Yeah, she is so good. And she just gets it. You sit in and go, hey, here's what we're doing. And she goes, oh, I get to be the villain now. And she just sinks into it, and you can see her
awesome.
enjoying and like believing what she's saying. It's more than just putting on a performance. Like there's weight and gravity to it. So I'm very stoked to actually like hear her in the space, see all the different ways that she's changed things, and like how she's progressed through the stories.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's each time we do like these major revamps, like we were doing to the MSQ, or that we're continuing to do it with the MSQ.
Yeah.
And every time we do something big like this, it's going to be those, that talent getting in there. I
Bringing
didn't
them
know
back.
actually that they go in and they kind of like adjust based on what they think that the character would do, but that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it brings more believability to the characters, makes them feel much more human and easier to sympathize with, and it's not as artificial as like, oh well, this sounds good on paper.
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
not always
and when
best
we get
said.
actors who
The interaction with the character in the storyline was so artificial. Like, if they can make it less artificial, we are gonna be happy about that for sure.
are, different ethnicities or heritage, like sometimes we've had an Irish actress come in and be like, oh no, that's not the way an Irish person would say this.
That's
Let me
awesome.
tell you, and she's helped us get the lines better.
I love that.
So I think it's always a fun process.
It's creative input from all around. It's all valid. It's all super helpful, and it makes the end product a lot better.
Yeah. Very
Definitely,
cool.
Definitely. So all that going on for season 2. I think we close now with a community question. And I think our community question we want to go with is what other storytelling beats, what other aspects of the lore are you most interested in hearing about? and just let us know, and we'll answer those questions in time.
And make sure to like and subscribe if you like what we're talking about, because we'll keep doing it.
Okay. So what I want to hear about in the lore, alright. I'm gonna put out the New World map. Let's see which part. Whoa, I want that map of New World, yeah. So you see we have this part there, like it's not evolved right there. We still have this part. We cannot conquer Eden Grove, we cannot conquer Great Cleave. Like those area really need upgrade, like new city into it. Like if we are really 100 year in the future, why those place still have like those small fort in those area? Like it just don't make any sense. If you want to keep evolving everything around, you need to start by doing that, because it just make no sense. It's not because I want to hear about the lore, it's just because it make more sense. What I want you guys to do is to create OPR map. I don't care about anything else, but if you really want to make lore that makes sense, go over there, guys, alright? So yeah, I hope you guys have good day. Sorry if it's not like big juicy like content that I'm doing usually, but who care, man? Have a good day. Peace.